Hello and welcome back to the Arcane Forge. Welcome back to Drawtober, day 5. My name's Josh, and in today's topic we're going to be coming up with an illustration based on the random word prompt Snuggle. The Drawtober challenge is one where artists like myself will draw every single day for the whole month of October using non-digital stuff, so I'll be using pens and inks and all that, based off of a list of randomly generated prompt words. So today is day 5 and the word Snuggle. So get cozy, grab yourself a hot drink and let's get started. I had lots of ideas for the word Snuggle today, but when I think of snuggly things, it is always my little pup Myrtle, little French bulldog pup, who I think of. She is my little shadow, and she is a beautiful, gross little goblin, but she is a very, very, very close friend. She follows me absolutely everywhere I go. Usually when I'm illustrating or recording or doing anything, she's either sitting on my lap, or she is right next to me. Case in point, right now she is snoring away quite gently next to me. So sorry if you do hear that. So we are always pretty much having a little cuddle. Here in Scotland, you would call Myrtle a little sook. She's always sooking up to people. And if my wife and I are both sitting down on the same piece of furniture, she will always try and make sure that she is touching both of us somehow, because she very much values a physical reminder of safety and of love. At night, she pretty much always comes through and jumps on the bed and falls asleep on my lap or on my shoulder. When she was a puppy, she used to crawl up onto the bed and put her little chin in both mine and my wife's eye sockets, and we'd wake up with this weird little prickly whiskery face directly in there, and she snores like a bison drowning in a river of porridge. It's honestly like so loud, so she'd always wake you up. But she is a serious cuddler, and sometimes at night I will sort of roll over and find out that I've been using her side as a pillow. She has like a kind of texture, I don't know, like a really squishy texture. She's like kind of like she's made out of marshmallow or something like that. Very soft, very warm, very cuddly little dog. So I thought I would draw a kind of fantasy scaled up version of that. So I've drawn myself as like a little fantasy character there with a kind of tabard on and a little fantasy sword, because this is D&D after all. You know, this is a Dungeons and Dragons themed channel. Got to keep it on theme, you know. Myrtle as my faithful companion, scaled up massively. A dire French bulldog? I don't know. Drawn her sort of snoring away with a nice puddle of drool underneath her. She's not actually a kind of dribbly dog, really, thankfully, but I thought I'd draw it anyway because, you know, why not? Definitely demonstrates that she's sleeping. Myrtle does have a habit of sometimes sleeping with her eyes open. She usually sleeps with her eyes closed, but I tend to call her my little rabbit sometimes because of her massive ears. And also because I've had rabbits in the past, and rabbits, if you've never owned one, can be quite freaky because they often sleep with their eyes open. Myrtle only occasionally does it, but it's really interesting to see when she dreams and she goes into REM sleep. You see her little eyes darting around all over the place when she's having a dream. It's really freaky. Occasionally she'll sort of yip and bark in her sleep, and you have to go and kind of give her a little cuddle and let her know that you're there. She's probably having a great dream, you know, she's probably chasing something in her sleep or something, but in case she's having a little nightmare, it's always good to wake her up and let her know that you're there and are there to look after her. She's a very, very sweet girl. She's become a staple member of our D&D group, always accompanies us to D&D. She gets very excited when the group come over. In particular, she's very fond of my friend Joe, who was actually the best man at my wedding. And Joe is not a dog person, you know, he's not afraid of dogs or anything like that. Just, you know, he's more of a cat guy, and I don't know, I can totally understand that if you're not into dogs or whatever. But I feel like dogs always gravitate towards those people. I don't know if you're a dog owner and you've noticed this. All the family dogs, you know, all of my, you know, brother-in-law has a dog and all this other stuff, you know, like everyone in the family has dogs, at least on my wife's side. And they always find that one person in the room who really does not like dogs and make a really big effort to like, oh look, I'm an okay one, you know, or something like that. I don't know how they can always tell. I don't know what energy people who don't like dogs give off with their body language or whatever, but dogs can always tell and tend to always go and, you know, saddle up to them and, like I say, stick up to them. And either confirm everything that people who don't like dogs believe about dogs by being, you know, energetic and, you know, jumpy and all this kind of stuff, or we'll just go and sit on their feet and try and get a pet out of them as a kind of like an achievement, some sort of effort. Now Myrtle's actually really good with people, but she's not particularly good with other dogs. She's not bad per se, she's not aggressive or anything like that, but she is a bit of a bully, and she never really learned, I guess, like dog etiquette. She does get up in other dogs' faces and stuff like that, which she sees as kind of playing. It definitely has good intentions behind it, and I need to spend more time training her to make sure that she learns that that's not okay. But I haven't found myself with much time to do that recently, so I've been sort of enforcing bad habits. But she's very good with people. And she's actually very responsive to training. I just haven't trained that part of her very much recently. She's immensely food motivated, so she takes the training very quickly. I just need to be less lazy and kind of train her up. But here I am drawing a big cuddly picture of her instead, so goodness me, maybe that's what I'll do after this. Take her out for a second walk and see if I can train her to be less excited to see other dogs. She's great when you get her off the lead. You know, if you can go to a big park and stuff and let her run around with other dogs and stuff, have a bit of a chase, get chased. That's really what she wants. She wants to be chased. But in order to provoke that from people, she has to kind of annoy them, I guess. And when she's on the lead, that comes across as like, oh, I'm just jumping at another dog. So, and she likes to go for the biggest dog she can possibly find. Prison rules, I guess. But yeah, she's an absolute sweetheart with people, and you know, she's good with other dogs just as long as she's off the lead. And yeah, she just needs to learn some Doglish. She needs to learn dog language and figure out how to be less of a bully, I suppose. So yeah, she'd make quite a fine ranger companion. I just need to be a better ranger and actually train her up a bit more. She's still quite young though, so plenty of time to do that. She's my sweet, sweet girl. So I had a lot of fun drawing her today. This big scaled up squishy form. There you go. Approval from Myrtle, I think. That was her snoring away. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a little bit shorter illustration for me today, because I had slightly less time, but I still enjoyed it. So I hope you did too. And if you did, make sure to leave a like down below to let YouTube know if I'm doing a good job. And hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 6. Where the prompt is create, so I've got absolutely tons of options for that. Gonna have to narrow down my thoughts a little bit and try and think of what I could possibly do in a concise way. But yeah, that's a problem for tomorrow, and I can have a little think about it in the meantime. So, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!